All right, welcome back, Absolute Superman. Last time, Carter Hall met up with Superman and was like, yo, we gotta talk. So we're about to see the repercussions of that talk. And we also just hit 500 subs. Yo, that's crazy. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Join us because we're gonna keep going over more comics and doing more content. Eventually, we'll do even more live streams. But that's in the future from now. So let's hop in because we start in Kahndaq, 1940, and we see a bunch of artifacts in here. We start with one, the mark of a god, Shazam or Black Adam. We actually know it's Black Adam just from a couple of leaks in the future. So cool, Black Adam's showing up. We'll see more of that later. I believe he shows up in Absolute Superman issue 19. Because one of the men in here going down this site says this is the tomb of Teth Adam, undisturbed for more than 3,000 years. Unbelievable. I've never seen a vertical antechamber like this. They line the walls of this well with the King's Teth's most treasured possessions. And I know this man really likes this mace, but he also really likes a Pokeball. There's a Pokeball down there. That's pretty cool. Man, I wonder what his OG team would be. And I assume it's vertical like this because he can fly. So once he wakes up, if he were to wake up, he would just fly right up through. But looking at this mace, the man says, good Lord, if I'm reading these hieroglyphics correctly, some of these items are gifts from, and it seems like they're from aliens based off the look on the hieroglyphs. And he says, no, that's impossible. And he looks up to his friend up there who cuts his rope and sends Carter Hall down the tomb. But before he does, he grabs onto the ledge and says, if the legends are true, the power in this tomb could change the course of the war. There's no way I'm letting a monster like Hitler get his hands on this. And the man says, for a man who's seen so much of the world, you're rather ignorant of its workings. Way of the world was set a long time ago in stone. War is a foregone conclusion, and just because we're fighting Hitler, that don't make us the good guys. You hang in there, Dr. Hall. And before he slips, he grabs the mace. And the peacemakers outside are like, whoa, there's screams in the pit. Grab him. And Carter Hall flies up and says, yo, I'm one of the good guys. And this becomes the start of him being Hawkman. And I believe this moment is what changed him, both literally and philosophically. I feel like with this, he did listen to his friend, and he does bad things for the sake of the good. He believes that he's doing the good thing, even if he's got to do some dirty. The ends justify the means, as they say. So with that, we cut to present day where he's talking to Superman. He's like, hey, I said I'm one of the good guys. I'm here to help you, and Lord knows that you need it. You can call me. And then Superman flies off. And then he comes back. I'm sorry, I'd help a guy in Cleveland. I'm Superman. What were you saying? Well, I'm saying, and he flies off again, comes back. Oh, sorry, I'm helping a guy in Omaha. And so Carter grabs him and says, yo, quit doing that. But there's people out there in trouble. Well, there's always people in trouble, but we're talking here. And I'm used to people listening when I speak. And so Superman says, are you an alien? Are you from Earth also? Your grip is very strong, which is very strange for a normal human man. I was born and raised in Gotham City before the place went to hell. Wouldn't catch me dead there these days. I'm Dr. Carter Hall, archaeologist, retired. I'm surprised he just trusts him with that information, but he's just giving out his identity. And he says, yeah, I was busting Nazi skulls in the war. They call me Hawkman. It's the suit that's alien, made of something called nth nettle from the planet of Thanagar. Never been there myself, but you're from somewhere out there, right? You ever heard of it? And so he's shocked. How did you know I was an alien? Well, you just told me, kid. You've got a lot to learn. So let's take a walk. He intends to teach Clark not to just be a hero, but to act like him per se. He's trying to recruit him. And we've already seen all of the other things that he's done in the past. We saw him murder Green Arrow. I want to read that comic. I hope it's good. But in Metropolis, we see Lazarus Corps getting seized from the feds. Basically, they're like taking everything out. And then there's one peacemaker, eyes on a specific crate, and he shoots it for Lady Talia, who's still in charge of Lazarus as it goes. And something unlocks. It's the parasite. As it latches onto this man's face, it starts to transform. You know, despite what everybody seems to think these days, freaking out like you're the second coming, You ain't the first man to fly, and neither was I. I've been at this a long time, long enough to see twinkle-toed hotshots like you come and go. And Superman says there's been others like us? Hell, there are others right now, aren't there? A bunch of you showed up at once. That's telling me that this ain't some kind of coincidence. The Big Bat, the Witch of the West, Project Olympus, whatever the hell it landed was in Evergreen. Talking about basically the our Justice League, our heroes that have books. Yeah, guys like you are always the same. Pop up one day and say, hey, Mom, look what I can do. Convince yourself you're special, unstoppable. Figure why not change the world overnight? Iron Monroe, Wesley Dops, Dr. Fate, Oliver Queen. Those were the people from the Justice Society that we saw in Absolute Evil. All dead from trying to be a hero. Basically what he's explaining to Superman. Those names mean anything to you, Superman? No, they don't. Know why? Is it because I'm not from here? No, it's because they were stupid. Someone told me once, the way of the world was set in stone a long time ago. And they were right. You can't change nothing overnight. You want to make a difference, you don't do it by basking in the spotlight like you've been doing. Basically saying, you're doing everything the wrong way. You got to go into the shadows. Can't be popular, because if you're popular, you can't do the hard stuff. You can only do the cool American Boy Scout, good looking stuff. Getting your picture taken up all over the globe, saying a busload here, a plane full there. You won't think there will be a response? I've been doing this for 80 years. I've saved millions by now, probably billions, and not one of them knows my name because I did it the smart way. And we see a flashback of Carter Hall killing the man in the tomb. I can show you, kid. Those others, they wouldn't listen either. I don't want to see you end up like them. But you're a rookie. Best to listen to the advice of somebody who's walked this beat for a damn near century. And his first piece of advice is to stop this feud with Lazarus. You've wounded them, but you can't destroy a powerful company like that. There's folks that just won't allow it, powerful ones. Trying to beat Lazarus Corps? Suicidal. You gotta work with them. And we know Carter is actually a pawn of Lazarus. He works with them, quote unquote. Work with those guys. They torture people. Me. Brutalize my friends. They subjugate this planet. The people who try to make me a mass murderer. I would never do that. Well, I don't think you understand the bigger picture, kid. And Carter interrupts his sentence and notices, oh, his attention's off of me. He's gonna dip. Don't run off again. Superman, if you walk away from me after I've stuck out my neck to come and get you, we're gonna have a big problem. So Superman says, okay, I'm not gonna run. And he grabs Carter and takes him with him as they go to the Daily Planet with Lois Lane right outside. And another man shows up. You must be looking for the Daily Planet office. Yeah. And we learned that the office, the giant building that we thought was the Daily Planet, is actually just a bunch of condos. The newspaper office is actually on the 8th floor. It's not highly profitable. It's not very good looking, apparently. It's asbestos filled. It's a rat hole. And this man that walks out, they're like, oh, how did you know I was here for an interview? This man says, I've read your work, Miss Lane, and I know a lot about you. This is Perry White, editor on the Planet's Metro Desk for 35 years, until 10 minutes ago. He got fired. He's making too much money. They're going to hire somebody new, pay him way less. He's reminiscing about the glory days, looking at the Daily Planet up there. She's the Titanic. If the Titanic was a dump with a death trap elevator, this business will break your heart, kid. And Lois texts Jimmy Olsen, who says, whoa, I just got a job at the Daily Planet. Metro Desk Editor. As a giant monster goes through the city. Superman flies in. Sorry about that, Hawkman, but something's happening in Metropolis. He stops, lets him go, and says, whoa, you see that thing? We'd better go help him, as Hawkman slashes him into the back with his mace. Hawkman does not give a fuck about the people and also Parasite. He only cares about talking to Superman. And Superman's like, what are you doing, dude? We have to go help these people. Don't you hear them? I'm teaching you a lesson, boy, one way or another. Let them scream, Superman. You can't even save yourself. And so Superman throws a car, uses his laser vision, causes an explosion. Hawkman comes down, smashes Clark with the fire. And man, I won't lie to you. This Hawkman, he's going crazy on Superman. Beats him to the tar. And it's like, bro, microwave eyes? Is that the best you can do? Lightning, uses lightning electricity on his cape. You ain't fighting peacemakers no more, champ. you're going to need more than some fancy cape to save your ass. And Superman says, yeah, charges in, and so he hits him in the arm. You're pathetic. Guess you figured you're so strong you didn't need to learn how to fight. You're fast, but you're also clumsy. Looks like you learned how to fight from watching TV. I learned from killing Nazis in Viet Cong, commie super spies. Without me, you'll be dead in a week, Superman. Now tell me the truth. You were never in a single fight before you got those powers, were you? And Superman says, you're right, but now I've got them. As he grabs the mace and punches Hawkman through like 6 different layers of the city, through a roof, multiple roofs, and then down to the metro. And for all that fighting, that one punch, bro, Hawkman's like, oh my God, that was crazy. And Superman says, I'm not here to fight you, so you either help me save Metropolis or stay out of my way. That is the only fight that matters. And Parasite steps out, big reveal, giant. He's got giant markings on him. He looks cool as hell. I won't lie to you. That's awesome. And in Missouri, we see, hey, what's Brainiac doing? He's dressed up as our original Lex Luthor, bald, wearing the green shirt, evil, going up to this universe's Lex Luthor. I'm giving you a generous offer, and I do appreciate you coming all the way here, but I don't understand. Why me? Why come all this way and make such a push for a guy who owns a small town gas station and coaches Little League football? The only game we've won was because the other team had mono. So Brainiac is trying to recruit Lex Luthor based off what he saw in the mainline DC universe. He sees the potential for evil, and so he's like, you are the exact man I need for this. After extensive research, your name has come up as the absolute perfect candidate. But this project is classified, right? You work for the government? I've shaken the hand of 10 presidents, 11 if you count the one who slapped me, but now I've gone into business for myself because Ra's al Ghul is gone. This project, well, all I can tell you is that it will be very special. They focus on Superman. And he's like, I don't care much who that is, and I don't read the news. I don't watch the news. I'd rather be working in my yard than looking at my phone. And then his kids comes out. Whoa, it's Lena and Alexander Luthor. Lena, OG kid in mainline also. And then Alexander Luthor, I'm guessing, is just Alexander Luthor Jr. That's his clone. Guessing he's got 2 kids. He's just going to name him that. Pretty cool. And so again, Brainiac's like, money is no problem. I can give you money. It's fair. Simply add as many zeros as you like. I assure you that whatever I will pay, the price will be in Lex Luthor's business. And there's a big birthday party happening in the back of his yard. He's taking care of. It's Alexander Luthor Jr.'s birthday. And he's like, I got everything I need right here. I'm the luckiest man in the world. And so, of course, Brainiac is like, that's just disappointing. I'm not leaving, though. You're not who I thought you were, Lex Luthor. You're nothing like the man of unquenchable ambition you're meant to be. You see, I've seen beyond this universe. I've seen a Luthor who's raised himself up to throttle gods with his own hands, who carved his name in blood across the stars. This pitiful, hollow shell of a version seems to lack the necessary motivation. But that's all right, as he transforms back into Brainiac and says, I'm told I can be quite motivating. So let's get started. He's going to murder his entire family just to get him as the main line. That's crazy. And what's up with everybody's obsession with chainsaw hands? Everybody's got chainsaw hands. But thank you for listening, watching, enjoying. Yeah. More Absolute Superman coming your way. Peace out.